So, for all of our current Lumen Christi families, your child's report card was put in the mail this afternoon, Thursday afternoon. You should receive a large manila envelope at your home, more than likely Saturday or Monday. If you don't receive a manila envelope by next week, Friday, please call the school office. It means probably something got lost. So, we will do a reprint and have you pick up things at school. It's important to note in that manila envelope, you're going to have a variety of things. So everyone has report cards, no matter what grade you're in, K3 through 8th grade. And then second and higher, students will also have their MAP parent report. It'll show your child's fall, winter, and spring test results for MAP. If you have a 3rd, 5th, or 7th grader, you will also have their ITBS report, which is the Iowa assessment that your child took in the spring of this year. Couple things to note. So, data. As a math teacher, former math teacher, we love data. Data is great. It informs our decisions. We look at it, we analyze it. We can make a variety of conclusions from it. With children, we can't put all of our eggs in one basket on one test or one test result, whether that be a great result or a concerning result, because we know that test results are coming from human beings and children. And there's a lot of things that go into just human nature. So when we're looking at your child's test results, know that in the summer, I kind of dig through all the data, analyze the data. I'm looking at trends from a school standpoint. If our MAP scores for the school have been falling every year or have been stagnant, that's a sign to me that something needs to be reassessed. We need to look at our programming. If our math tests have always been really, really, really good, and then for one, let's say spring, they kind of are sagging a little bit, I'm going to note that, keep it in the back of my head, have a conversation with the teachers. We're not going to like jump to conclusions and say, oh my gosh, we need to abandon our math program and start from scratch or find something different. It's things to kind of keep noted. Same with your child. If your child's been performing amazingly well and all of a sudden in the spring they dropped, we're not going to like have red flags and say, oh my gosh, something's happening. We're going to note it and look at the fall and see what the fall looks like, and then start to make some conclusions. So again, data is great, but we don't just take one test result and then put a lot of things, put little interventions in place. If it's something that we're like, oh, their MAP score was low, but they performed high in the classroom, we're going to watch that MAP test, but they're still meeting the targets within the classroom. One very important thing to note about MAP and ITBS, I get this question all the time. A child will get their MAP, or parent will get their child's MAP test, and they'll say they're at the 60th percentile. And parents will be very concerned their child's failing school or failing their subject or failing their grade level. Know that on the MAP and the Iowa, that national percentile ranking is not the same as a classroom-based assessment percentage. In a classroom, if we're giving a test and a child only knows half of the information on that test, or a 50%, they don't know the information. They only know half of it, so we consider that not being secure on that concept and not passing it, essentially, failing it. If on a MAP test, if they're at the 50th percentile, it's completely different. It means of all the tests they took about that one strand of information, if I would take your child and have to line them up with, take 100 students, and where does your child sort of rank with those 100 students? If they would be at the 50th percentile, it means they're right in the middle, which means 49 of the children perform better than them. And then if they're at the 50th, 49 perform less than them. So they're average, they're right in the middle. They're right where they should be. They're not failing. In education, we generally look at someone performing from about 40th percentile to 80th on standardized testing is considered average performance, normal, quote unquote, performance. they're below 40th, it means they're falling behind. If they're above the 80th, it means they're outperforming their peers. So they're at the higher end. Again, that's a general scale, general numbers. We look at that, we look at trends. We're making decisions for kids. If you have questions on data, always know you can give me a call, reach out to me. I've met with families on the phone, in person, to kind of go over their own test results, but know that don't consider the sky is falling if your child did not meet benchmarks. If they soared, it's great. Celebrate it, but know that maybe they just had an amazing test. They were well focused, they slept well, they had great nutrition, they had nothing going on in their life. I've seen kids who are top performers have come to school not well rested, grandma's in the hospital, they had a fight with a friend at recess, and all of that really impacted a test that they took. So there's a lot to consider when looking at data.